Welcome to the SoCal Scene. Hey everybody, I'm Melvin Robert. We begin today with a SoCal classic. Back in 1929, Los Angeles was just incredible, truly. City Hall had just been built, Bullocks Wilshire too. Meantime, up in the Hollywood Hills, a young architect finished his first ever solo project. The house would create a sensation. His name was Richard Neutra. His work can be found all over SoCal, but getting inside to tour them, that's another story. But the SoCal Scene, Alison Martino, she's got us covered. She shows us how.
It's movie night in the Hollywood Hills. The film LA Confidential plays against the large concrete wall of a very special home. This is 4616 Dundee Drive.
LA Confidential famously was shot here, and they always say that these houses go to the bad guys for some reason. People just can't believe that they're here watching that film against the house while they're looking at the house that the film is in. It's really a special moment for them.
Welcome to the Lovell House, one of the most historically significant homes in Southern California.
This is literally timeless. I mean, it's no other way to describe it.
Meet Josh Gorell, a preservationist who's become to know this place so well. He gives the weekly tours here.
It's like a Porsche. It's like a Ferrari. It can be restored immaculately.
Walls of glass, lines of steel. You may mistake it for something recently built. It wasn't.
Nobody believes it's built in 1929. Nobody.
Lovell House may be famous in architectural circles, but for Ken Topper, it's simply home. His mom and dad moved in after Ken was born.
She's ready to move to Hancock Park, and my dad finds out this is for sale. He rushes up here, doesn't tell her, buys it, and then after the fact, brings her up here and says, "How do you like it?" She says, "I don't." So that's our start at the house.
They weren't the first owners, but they've been here the longest, since 1960. The great architectural photographer Julius Shulman took this shot of Ken's siblings in front of the den fireplace just behind me.
What's your first memory of actually knowing where you were and what this house represented, what it means?
Probably when Neutra came. Comes at night, bangs on the door, says he has to come in.
That's Neutra, as in the great architect Richard Neutra, who's famously designed some of the most incredible mid-century cool homes in Southern California. He also managed to get on Ken's mom's bad side.
And my mom says, "Now?" It's like 7:30 at night. Yes, he pushes his way in, and he comes down to where you're sitting and says, "No, no, no, it's all wrong. You're ruining my house." And that's what I remember of him, is like calling it his house.
In many ways, it was, and still is, Neutra's house. Although it was originally built for Dr. Philip Lovell and called Health House because of Lovell's New Age-like ideas. In the 1920s, some like Lovell believed the sun had healing powers against TB. He had Neutra build him a home that let it shine everywhere.
He's a health guru?
He's a health guru. He actually got very lucky. A guy walked into his office one day. Harry Chandler, a very big, powerful publisher who owned the LA Times, came in for some tuberculosis treatment and apparently liked the results enough to give Dr. Philip Lovell a column in the LA Times.
The Lovell House was Richard Neutra's really first big project, and it was actually what put him on the map. It made his career.
Sarah Lorenzen is the director of the Neutra VDL House, Neutra's stunning mid-century home and work studio in Silver Lake. It is now a center for Neutra studies. They are the stewards of the Neutra residence and have lovingly restored it. They give the house tours that hundreds come to see each week. But she says, for Neutra, it all began with that house in the hills.
It was incredible. He invited all the residents of Southern California, basically, through his column in the LA Times. So in December 15th, 1929, he put a blast out. It was the first social media of its day. And thousands of people literally came up here to see what some referred to as moon architecture.
And they still haven't stopped talking about this house. It is an LA city landmark. But Miss Betty, Ken's mom, has left her mark here too.
I'm Betty Topper. This was the master bedroom.
Here she is giving a tour in 2010. By then, she'd lived here almost 50 years. Betty grew to appreciate Lovell House and was able to live out her years here.
I saw my mom begin to see how people felt about it, and so she felt a responsibility that this is more than her house.
And now, for the first time in 90 years, the house is open to the public for tours every Saturday.
In fact, there was an old photograph I discovered from a Schulman shot that I discovered handprints going up this with little signatures. So the Lovells, when they were forming the concrete, had actually put their handprints in. And you can still almost kind of see Dr. Lovell's palm print right here.
There are breathtaking views.
Ooh, what a sight.
Isn't that great?
That's beautiful.
And sunset is hard to describe.
So you can see this old hand-rolled glass sparkling as the sun comes down.
The tour is full of surprise and detail.
They are the rim of an actual Model T Ford headlight. You can see these images in books, but to walk in the space, to exist in the space, to see the sun come up and go down every day, that really is an amazing experience. And that is what this house brings, that originality.
But inside and out, you'll also get a dose of reality. This is a 90-year-old structure. The family is hoping to find financial support to do the badly needed repair and restoration work, but they'll need help to raise the millions required.
Because it mattered to my mom, because it mattered to my dad, it's a part of me.
How would you like people to think of your house?
She put her stamp on it too.
Or has it just been a home to you?
I guess basically it's been home for us.
I like to call it Miss Betty's house.
It's so nice. It's making me cry. That is just beautiful.
That's Alison Martino for us. Alison, thank you so much for that. And if you want to check out Lovell House, go to lhhtours.com for tickets. Now, if you want information about VDL House, you can find that at neutravdl.org. And the SoCal scene, we'll be right back. Stay right there.